Over the last year, I've been introducing myself to a lot of new 2D platforming franchises that I've never played up to this point. I played my first Donkey Kong Country and Metroid games in the past year. The 2D Mario games get a ton of love, but surprisingly the different Mario characters games outside of Luigi Mansion, Donkey Kong Country, WarioWare, and Yoshi games aren't really talked about that much. But I just got done playing my first Yoshi game, Yoshi's Crafted World, and I figured I would make a video of my thoughts about it. Hey guys, this is Gaming8. Today I'm going to be talking about Yoshi's Crafted World, which was not what I was expecting, but still fun. The story here is very short and uninteresting, but guys, this is a spin-off series to 2D Mario games, so what did you really expect? So this is the story. There's a Sun Dream Stone that has little gems required to get it to work. Sun Dream Stone makes any of your wishes come true. Kamek and Baby Bowser stole it, and your goal is to get the gems back. Pretty simple. However, I appreciate that they at least tried, unlike the new Super Mario Bros. Games that are like, Bowser kidnapped Peach, go save her. A cool feature that doesn't really mean much but is still cool is that you can choose which color Yoshi to play as. The 8 playable Yoshis are green, red, orange, yellow, light blue, blue, purple, and pink Yoshis. Unfortunately, there's no black Yoshi, which most people think is the best Yoshi, but I'm still happy with this selection. I personally use red Yoshi. On top of this, there are also costumes you can collect through a capsule machine you have to pay coins to use. Honestly though, I prefer not using these costumes as it would just make Yoshi fill up more of the screen, as the costumes look like this, where there are just objects around Yoshi, which is cool, but I still prefer not to use them. My next topic to talk about is the bosses. While they are pretty easy, which is a different problem I'll talk about later, the bosses are still pretty fun. Sometimes bosses shouldn't be too hard. I mean, look at Donkey Kong Country Returns and Tropical Freeze. Most people don't like those bosses because they are too long, hard, and frustrating. And these bosses all have fun gimmicks and interesting ways to defeat them. I also really enjoyed the final boss of the game, which I won't spoil. On top of everything I've already mentioned, most of these bosses are completely unique, as they haven't been in previous Yoshi games, as far as I'm aware. When the two closest 2D platforming series to this are New Super Mario Bros., which reuses the same bosses, and Donkey Kong Country, which has long and frustrating bosses, you learn to appreciate the simplicity and uniqueness of the bosses here. Next up, I'm going to talk about the actual level design. Instead of this game having 6 to 8 traditional worlds, like most other 2D Mario spin-off and mainline platformers, this game has 16 small worlds, each consisting of 4 levels or less. While this is cool because it makes it so that there are mostly only unique themes, there are still less levels here than in your traditional 2D Mario or Donkey Kong Country game. The level design is cool. There are some sections where you actually walk in a somewhat 3D area, walking up or down a path instead of just left or right. There are even some really fun challenge levels. These levels have you complete specific challenges at a shorter level, and I really enjoyed these, possibly even more than the other levels. For example, Hoop Jump Pop is a challenge level where you have a 30-second time limit, but if you jump through a hoop, the timer restarts. This makes you want to go fast while also trying to collect as much as possible, as the smiley flowers, the collectibles, are required to have a certain amount of them to beat the game. Another fun challenge level is Solar Zoom, where you ride on a vehicle while standing on the left side turns you left and vice versa, and your goal is to beat the other vehicles to the finish. I think you get my point. I really enjoyed the challenge levels. Back to the main levels. My main flaw with these levels is that they're way too easy, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. Shadowville is my favorite world in the game, also being the last world of the game. It is my favorite for 2 reasons. The first reason is that it is one of the only worlds to have 4 levels, and the second and bigger reason for me is that it is the only world in the game that actually gave me a fun challenge, which, speaking of difficulty, my next topic to talk about is the difficulty of the game. I know I've already mentioned this multiple times in this video, but this is a huge flaw this game has. And I thought it could be one of my favorite games, as everything else it does is great. This game is so easy that on my first playthrough I probably only died around 7 times. and that is including the final world, which contributed to around 4 of those deaths. This game is even easier than a game like New Super Mario Bros. 2, which is also a really easy game. And I get it, this is a side series to a Mario game, but Donkey Kong Country is very challenging, and the New Super Mario Bros. Series is already pretty easy mostly, so I don't think it was necessary to make this game that easy. However, this game is still fun. This just takes away from my enjoyment of the game a little bit. In conclusion, this game has potential to be one of the best Mario 2D platformers, but it is a little bit too short and way too easy to be among the best 2D platformers. It was so close to being one of my favorite games of all time, but it just has a few big flaws that hold it back a lot. Anyways guys, that's all I have for today. So yeah guys, this video is going to be done. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Bye bye.